Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will learn about Hermitian operators and we will see in detail Hermitian and skew Hermitian operator. So let's begin our session starting with what are Hermitian operators and how do we represent Hermitian operator. We represent this Hermitian operator with this plus sign over it, and then we have to see some basic properties like if we have alpha, some complex constant, then its adjoint should be equal to its complex conjugate. And if we have any state phi, if we have to do its adjoint, then it gets transformed into bra state and vice versa. So what are Hermitian operators? If any operator holds this relation, if adjoint of any operator is equal to its original operator, then such an operator is an Hermitian operator. So moving to next slide, what are anti-Hermitian operators? We can call anti-Hermitian skew Hermitian. So for an operator to be anti-Hermitian, it should follow A. Its adjoint should be equal to negative of its original operator. If any operator follows this relation, then such an operator is anti-Hermitian. So let's see some rules. First of all, if we have any operator then adjoint, and if we again adjoint take the adjoint of that operator, then it will comes out to be equal to the original operator. Second, if we have any complex constant with any operator and then we do the adjoint, then we have to take the complex conjugate of that constant and then take the adjoint of the operator. Third, if we take sum of operators A, B, C and D and they then take the adjoint, then we just have to open the brackets and we can individually do the adjoint of each operator. And then fourth rule, if we have any operator raised to the power n and then we do adjoint, it should be equal to a cap adjoint raised to the power n. And the fifth property, if we have product of operators A, B, C, D and then we do adjoint, then we just have to reverse the order of operators. First we will have D, then C, then B, then A. So these are some rules. So let's see some examples. So let's take an operator B which is equal to A cap plus A cap adjoint. So we have to check whether this operator is Hermitian or anti-Hermitian. So we know that for an operator to be Hermitian, it should follow this relation, and for anti-Hermitian, it should follow this relation. So we have to make use of these two and check out whether this operator is Hermitian or anti-Hermitian. So we have to take the adjoint of B. So we have to take adjoint of this bracket thing. So we have seen in the rules, if we have sum of operators, then we have to just take out these operators individually and take the adjoint. So we have to take the adjoint. If you open the brackets, then A adjoint plus A bracket adjoint, then adjoint. Then this comes out to be A original vector, the original operator, sorry. So this comes out to be B operator. So are, we have started with adjoint of B and we have reached B operator. So this follows this relation. So this operator is a Hermitian operator. So let's see another example. If we have any operator B and we have iota A plus A cap adjoint, so we have to again take the adjoint of iota, then we have to just open the bracket. Now here we have iota also, so we have to take the complex conjugate. Complex conjugate of iota is minus iota, and then we have to take the adjoint of this whole thing. So minus iota, and this comes out to be a cap adjoint plus a cap adjoint and then adjoint again. So this comes out to be a original vector, then minus iota a cap adjoint plus a cap. This will be equal to this whole thing except minus sign is equal to minus B operator. So we have started with adjoint of B and we have reached to minus B operator. So this B operator is anti-Hermitian. So this is it for today. If you have any doubt related to these topics, you can ask me in the comment box, and thank you for watching this video.